I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Thunderbolts, issue number 4. What's next for the Winter Soldier, his team of supervillains, and the Godchild Kobik? Let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Alright, so as the comic opens up, we check on in with Abner Jenkins, the former Spider-Man villain known as the Beetle and the current Mach 10. It seems that after hanging out with this newly reformed version of the Thunderbolts for a little bit, old Abner is starting to have reservations. I mean, the way he looks at it, he's not a villain. Well, he was, but he's a good guy now and has been for a bit. Everyone else on the team were, prisoners during the Pleasant Hill event. He was a guard. He was trying to make something of his life, and now he's living on the run again. He certainly doesn't find any solace in his teammate Atlas, and oh my, would you look at that art. Again, I really am sorry that I have to harp on this every issue, but I mean, just look at it. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look nice. The chickens are slowly but surely coming home to roost for Bucky and his new team. The US government has decried them as a group of terrorists and is offering a reward for their capture. Moreover than that, the last fight they were in with the Inhumans is now being investigated by the Squadron Supreme. You know, those characters that are basically Marvel stand-ins of the Justice League. Now, I don't read the Squadron Supreme, so I'm not exactly sure why these guys would take an interest in what the Thunderbolts are doing, but there you have it. Also, I find it a tad ironic that in the last issue we saw the Thunderbolts go up against a second-stringer team of Inhumans in an attempt to promote their book, only to have the book cancelled, and now this week when this comic comes out, we find out Nighthawk of the Squadron Supreme's book is also getting cancelled. Jeez, it's like being a guest star in a Thunderbolts book is a kiss of death or something. The Squadron, led by Hyperion, aka their Superman stand-in and a former Avenger at one point, raid the base of the Thunderbolts. This one ends up being a real and true slobberknocker. Bucky and the boys have been taken completely by surprise, attacked on their own turf, and are greatly outmatched by the more varied power set of the Squadron Supreme. They do their very best to hold out. Mach 10 even thinks that if there was ever a time for him to turn coat and leave the team, this would be it. Maybe if he turned himself in, helped, arrest the other members of his team, they would go easy on him. Of course, he doesn't get the chance to do that because the Thunderbolts ace in the hole, Kobik, the godchild made of a sentient piece of the cosmic cube, activates her powers. Speaking of Kobik, we know for a fact now that she's involved with the whole Steve Rogers, Captain America believing himself to be a Hydra sleeper agent storyline, and when the Thunderbolt member Moonstone asks Bucky to get in touch with his old friend Cap, he says that he's been trying only for the messages to fall on deaf ears. That's not the case, as we found out in the last issue of Captain America and have found out to be confirmed here. Kobik is actively making it so Winter Soldier can't talk to Captain America. As the comic winds down, Kobik uses her powers to transport the entire team to the Arctic, because that's where Santa Claus lives. Again, this is a child we're dealing with here, so it only makes sense, and yeah, that's pretty much where the comic ends, with the Thunderbolts on the run. Thunderbolts number 4 is an issue I tried to like in a series that I'm desperately trying to like. Again, I enjoy Jim Zub's writing. I think he does a good job finding the depth in characters that you wouldn't think would have depth, like Abner Jenkins. But this art is just a death sentence, and the constant parade of guest stars is starting to get really annoying. If I pick up a Thunderbolts book, I want to read about them. If I want to read about the Squadron Supreme, I'll pick up a Squadron Supreme book. That being said, if you're like me and you're still very much following all the Captain America books and everything that's going on there, Thunderbolts I would still say is very much a must-read to see what's going on with Kobik. Overall, though, I would give this issue a 6 out of 10, and I'm hoping once we get into the Civil War II stuff that maybe this one can pick up just a bit more. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.